Hope everyone's doing well. My name is EQ. Welcome to Stonkaholics. So this isn't normally the kind of video I would post on YouTube. This is the kind of thing I would share only in the Discord group, but I don't want to leave anyone in the dark, and I've seen a lot of interesting stuff happening and a little bit of manipulation going here and there, so I don't want to leave you guys in the dark. But if you want to get this kind of information moving forward, make sure you join our Discord group. I'll throw a free link in the bio, and our VIP Discord is still at $10 a month. We have limited spots for that, so grab a spot before price goes up to $15. So without further ado, let's just jump into this chart that we see. I'm going to explain this blue a little bit later, but as we all know, prices at 57K on Bitcoin came all the way down to 30K, and we've been sitting in this consolidation channel for a while. Now we've seen a couple support holds here and there. We see a lot of people talking about how we found the floor, how we're moving up, so on and so forth, but I want to give you my take and let you know where I think this is going short term, medium, and long term. So the major point I want to make about this and this current move is that we are looking like it is a bear flag. Now let me show you what a bear flag looks like. It's going to be a flagpole, then you have the flag itself, and then it comes back down. So that's going to be a bear flag. A bull flag would be the other way, so price would be low, come up, and kind of drop down like this, and then shoot back up again. So we saw this little increase in price. Now it looks like price is starting to move back down. You can see we're just breaking under this channel, so this is a brand new move. Now keep in mind that a bear flag is a continuation pattern, so because we were going down and hit this flag, if we do fulfill the bear flag, it will continue down until we get some sort of reversal trend or reversal pattern that will bring us back up. Now there's another really interesting thing that's happening in the market. I don't know if you notice on this little panel on the side, but we're up 716% on BTC shorts. The reason why this is happening is because the trades that were open on December 28, 2020 closed this morning. All those people had their options expire on them if they were still within trades. And we're going to take a deeper look into this as to why this number is so important, especially December 28th. When you look at this Bitcoin chart, when we go back to December 28th, it's going to be right here. This was essentially the buy-in area for the institutions before price started to skyrocket and take off to 60,000, almost 65,000. But the day that happened, this was the day that the options were purchased, and there were mostly longs purchased that day. And we had all of this motion and movement going up. Now, once we got to the top, that's when you started to see the volume flow indicator pull down into bearish, and you're starting to see more money getting taken out. And at this point, this is when it really started to plummet down. Now the options expired today. So this was 180 days, so that's going to be 6 months. And within the 6 months, we did see a 210% move for Bitcoin. Now, why I think this is very interesting is because of the shorts positions that are popping up right now. Now, from what it looks like, it will fulfill this bear pattern. I'll show you the shorts chart in a sec. It would make a lot of sense if this continued down and hit around this 25,000, 26,000 area. That's where the institutions previously bought in before, and the whales started putting their longs. So it would only make sense that they want to get priced down to there before we make our next large push up to 100,000, and they're making all that extra money on top of it. I want to say hi to my doggo in the back. It's the T. He's a big, handsome boy. So this whole setup right here with the options expiring is another point for the bears. This bear flag is going to be a point for the bears. So we have 0 points for the bulls at the moment. I guess you can give them these little support holds here. If this price does want to come down and hold one more time and come back up, that would be a point for the bulls. But as of now, there are no points for the bulls. You just broke into a lower low, and it looks like a continuation. So another reason, let's take a look at this BTC shorts chart real quick. Now you can see this was the short movement and the money added from June 6th and on, which brought price all the way down to its floor. Now all of those shorts were closed, and we start to see price start to move back up. But today, within the first, so we're going to go to the hourly chart so we can see the actual time. So within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, within 6 hours, basically, we are already up 740% on our shorts, which means there's a ton of money being thrown into BTC going short. More than likely is going to be the whale money and the people that close their options. And the other thing that would be playing into that is the DXY. Now, if you're following DXY, you know anything about the dollar strength index. When the dollar goes up, crypto will normally go down and vice versa. We're starting to see some potential signs of a bullish move going forward for the DXY. If the DXY does continue to move up, which I think this is why people were throwing a lot of money into BTC shorts, was because you're seeing this double bottom activity here on the DXY. And if this starts to move up and this is actually the floor, this would have been an ideal buy-in situation for all the whales, especially on the 200 EMA. This is exactly what you want to do when you're buying. Now, if this does continue to push up, that's a very good sign that crypto is going to go down. Now, how far down? Based on our BTC USD chart, we're looking at an ideal position around 25,000 or so. That's going to be where the previous purchases were made, and it would make sense because this would technically be the floor. And based on this move, we're going to look at the Wyckoff as well and see how this can be fulfilling that as well. So there are all these different things you guys have been hearing the whole time. Dead cat bounces, you've been hearing about Wyckoffs, you've been hearing about all these different things. Now we're going to put all of them together and kind of fulfill every single prophecy at the same time. Now when you take a look at the Wyckoff, this would have been our first bring down. Now when you're hitting this point from this dip, we came all the way down to this 29,000 point. This 29,000 point for the Wyckoff would be this right here. Now from that 29k bounce, we did come up and down a couple of times. Now it's not going to be perfect with the Wyckoff, but now we're seeing some more of this activity. And where I think we're sitting in the Wyckoff right now is going to be somewhere in this general area where we just got another little bit of a higher high, but price is still going to break down and make a lower low, potentially hitting a 24,000, 25,000 range. That's going to trigger price to come back up. Going to top out relatively close to this previous high and then can come back down. And this is that number that everyone has been looking for, around 20,000. You might get a little candle wick here hitting 20,000, and that could fulfill based on what this chart is doing. If this bear flag wants to continue, could see something like that where price comes down, tests the support here, starts to work its way back up, and then comes back down and hits a lower low down here before we actually start our Wyckoff movement back up into the $100,000 range for Bitcoin, which I still believe is very possible. But in order to do that, price needs to come down. I talk about in our Discord group a lot the tsunami effect. Essentially, that means that in order for price to make massive moves, we're going to see massive retracements and massive corrections. So even the jump from Bitcoin going to 26,000 to 60,000, if it wanted to get to that $100,000 point, it needed to make a large retracement to hold a solid support to show that price can hold over a certain value. And when it was confirmed that that happens, that's when we can see that next leg push to 100,000. So for my short term, I am sitting bearish on the market and Bitcoin as a whole. I think that we are going to keep going down. Going into the medium term, we're going to end up coming down to here. So if I see something around this area, I will buy in. And knowing my short plays, if I get back into this general area again, that will be an area that I take profit, because I'm still going to be in anticipation that we hit somewhere around this $20,000 range. And we still have some time because the amount of shorts that are going in, you can see we're almost at 800%. As this video is going on, it's just going higher and higher and higher, and more people are adding shorts, more shorts, more shorts. But as a long-term play, once we do get down to this general area and hold a support, that is when Bitcoin can make that massive move. Around this area down here is where I will add my futures longs and stuff like that. And when I add the futures longs here, that's when price can be ready to explode back up. And that about wraps up this video. If you found any of this stuff helpful, throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, any of that fun stuff. And if you didn't get a chance, hit that free link in the bio for the Discord group. Come join our family, get a lot more information like this where we break down charts and information and all sorts of crazy stuff. We have over 215 people in the group right now. We would love to have you join the family. So I hope everyone has an amazing day.